Tonight that set us up beautifully. Clayton and Gary are still in this night. They're not out yet. Everyone must play each other before we can decide who goes through. And with that being said, it's time to move on to our next match. Christy Caulfield in action here. Looking forward to seeing him go. And we've got 3 other brilliant players to join him as well. I caught up with all of them before we get going. TJ, welcome for the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. I'm guessing, Brandon, it's a big pleasure to be here as well. I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to it. Like I said, very nervous, but good. Take it as a good experience and enjoy as much as we can.
Well, that's the aim of the game for sure. And TJ, I'm guessing you guys know each other pretty well. How long have you been playing pool together?
So we grew up originally playing snooker together. I'd probably say Brandon's 2 years older than me, so when we were about 11, 13 years old, grew up playing snooker and just sort of switched over to both games really. Yeah,
and how much have you enjoyed that transition? Because 8-ball pool is a completely different game to snooker, but it helps being able to pot a ball, I'd imagine.
100%, a lot easier when you first start, and then after that, you start to realise it's not as, you can't just pop balls for fun. There is other aspects of the game. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask as well, first TV experience I'm imagining for you both. What are you expecting out there, TJ?
Lots of nerves, to be honest. I don't know. It's just going to be weird, cameramen standing next to you whilst you're playing a shot. A big camera being in your face. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's what you put the hours in the club for. At the end of the day, these type of moments. So, we just want to show what we can do.
Absolutely, and I'm imagining there's quite a few back home at the club watching tonight.
There is a few, yeah, so that adds the extra pressure, knowing if you play bad, you got to walk into the club and see all the faces. So, yeah, there is that as well as all the other thousands watching around the world.
Don't worry about it, boys. You'll be absolutely fine. I do have to ask, though, should it go all the way tonight, 6 red shootout will be the way to split you all. Have you ever practiced 6 red shootout, TJ?
We have indeed, yeah. We have some decent times, but also some bad times. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to expect, to be honest.
That's the correct answer. Don't build yourselves up for a fall. Well, we're really looking forward to you, boys, and as I say to every pair, enjoy it tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Christy, Nez, welcome to the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup. Christy, I want to start with yourself. How much are you looking forward to getting back into it? We know you love the Monday nights, and how much are you looking forward to it?
I'm very looking forward to it. Yeah, I've got a new partner tonight now, so hopefully we can get through a few more rounds.
Well, that's always the plan, yeah. Nez, first arena experience with Ultimate Pool, and you've got a pretty good dance partner in Christy. How did the partnership come about, and how much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, we've known each other since obviously we were young, and obviously the opportunity to come along, and couldn't really say no to playing with him. So
he's pretty handy, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
How much have you enjoyed the Ultimate Pool experience this year? I know you're on the Tier 2 in the Challenges. Bit of a shark tank down there, difficult to get your wins, but how are you finding it?
Yeah, it's really good, yeah, it's a good experience. Obviously, been to the last 8 a couple of times, so I'd like to do a bit better, but it's all a learning curve, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely is. Christy, you are no stranger to this TV table, you know what it's all about. How have you found 2024 so far with Ultimate Pool? Had a brilliant start to the year, I remember, but how's the results been of late?
I've had a few good wins, but I don't feel I've played my best just of yet. I've had a couple of good runs last 16s, but not played my best just yet, as I say. So hopefully you can get some more deeper runs.
And how nice is it to be playing with Ness tonight? I'm guessing you two go back a long way, so it must mean a lot.
Yeah, we go back a long way. We've been playing for a while. I first met him when we played under 21s tournament. I was 15, and we met each other in the final, and he was 25. But and he went on to beat me in the final, but we let that one slip.
I dread to think what a 15-year-old Christy Caulfield was like, but I'm going to leave that one there as we're not quite in the watershed yet. So, boys, what I'm going to say is good luck, go well, and enjoy it.
Thank you. Cheers.
Should be an absolute belter, and good to see those two laying into each other before the show starts. It's Christy on the break. And what a break it was as well. Got that cue ball flying. And I think he got a slightly loose rack there as well and still managed to absolutely smash them apart. Brilliant break from Christy Caulfield to get him and his partner off and running. Said partner is Steve Nesden, who operates under the moniker of Nez. He's a Challenger Series 2 player. He's gone well this year, as you've heard. He's made a quarter-final, which is no mean feat in that series. And I think playing with his old mate here in Christy, but playing with one of the best players in the world, only helps a player like Stephen, who surely is going to be elevated tonight.
I agree completely. Disappointing edgy shot
There's
that
a
one.
commentator's curse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
that was instant. Sorry, Nez.
Yeah, slightly edgy that one. But what you tend to see with players in the Challenger Series, and especially in Tier 2, and Nez has gone well in Tier 2 as well, is, obviously very good potters, and they can make clearances and, at a high level. But you add in just a little bit of decision making from someone like Christie, who does have a very good all-round game, even though he's a very aggressive player. It can only help Nez out there. Although they'll be disappointed that they didn't take out that first chance because it was such a good one, and now they're into a tactical exchange. This will kill a little bit of clock.
I mentioned earlier on, you can't miss Christie's shirt. It is one of the absolute greats on the tour. He is quite the character, as you can probably imagine, for a bloke who has a shirt like that. Brilliant company. There's Christie Caulfield. He himself has given us some pretty incredible ultimate pool moments. I think the fun that he had in the Last Man Standing this year, where he was one of the players of the tournament. And he gave us plenty of amazing pool, but some real barrel laughs as well. Time to speak a little bit, though, about their opponents tonight. Two very, very fine players in their own right. Their first ever ultimate pool appearance for TJ Bateman and Brandon Flinton. This is Brandon at the table right now in the grey shirt. Two lads from the Filey area of the country. That's near Scarborough for those not quite in the know.
Thank you.
A bit north for you, that, isn't it? So, lovely part of the world, and two really nice lads who are very, very, as you heard from that interview, nervy about how tonight is going to go. But if you can pot like that, you generally will have an okay time of things. But as they themselves said in that interview, it's not just about potting balls, and that was the hardest thing they had to contend with when they made the transition over from a snooker background. They're not quite out of the woods yet, but that's helped getting rid of that one at the top.
Yeah, it was a slightly edgy shot earlier on that's sort of taken them down this path, and they've left the yellow down the table. Great recovery up the table, and now they're eyeing up the one at the bottom. I don't think they need to worry too much. Just get yourself mid. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult to clip this in and get the middle of the break line, but they kind of come down the table, and now they're not guaranteed to get a good angle to get onto the 8 ball here. But all credit to them, that was fantastic. I mean, that is absolutely ball in hand perfect.
Yeah, you couldn't play that shot any better.
Crossing the line length of the table, so easy to leave that short and then you've got a problem, or leave yourself long and you've got an even bigger problem. That was an excellent shot.
And an excellent finish from the debutantes, TJ and Brandon, with a flying start here in the Pairs Cup. And you can see now this is what we talked about actually in the first match. You can actually almost physically see the weight lift off their shoulders as they sit down. One on the scoreboard, they take a sip of water, they look at each other, and they just breathe. I don't think that either of them have breathed the last 5 minutes by the look of that. They look so relieved. And now they know they can hang. Now they know they can actually play and get something tonight. And, plenty, I'm sure, thought that ahead of time. But sometimes, even if they thought it, sometimes you need that little bit of positive reinforcement when you're out there in front of the TV cameras, in front of thousands.
Yeah, they had built up that moment for a while, so to deliver a finish, and both players played their part in that finish as well, would have been, well, it will just settle them both into tonight. Now they're playing pool.
Look at that for a break, by the way.
Slightly unique technique, a little bit similar to Aaron Davies.
I was just thinking that, but the other way almost, isn't
yeah,
it?
He went really well, made the final of the Pro Series this past weekend.
Yeah, fantastic weekend from Aaron Davies. Huge shout out to him. Went well in both events, but his first Pro Series final, and I'm sure it won't be his last either. And a massive shout out to the eventual Pro Series winners, both of whom got a quite significant monkey off their backs. Congratulations to Craig Waddingham and Sean Chipperfield, who both won their maiden Pro Series titles. And it's safe to say the pair of them will feel that has been too long in coming. Was really pleased for the pair of them getting the wins this weekend. Big shout out as well to Marion Jude. Lucy Smith, the winners of the Women's Pro Series titles.
So just the one yellow to get out here and leaving it very late. You really want to go into early and pop it into play. Now you kind of, you're not, unless there is more angle than it looks, you're leaving it for your last shot and then you've got to be on it.
Has he come back far enough? Just, I think.
Oh, I see. You could have done with an extra few inches on that one. Because going into it from this yellow, 8-ball goes into like the split of the red and yellow, and then it does pop into play a little bit, but now you're really forcing it. Yeah, see how he had to really force it across rather than just, a controlled cannon. That means you get your line wrong, and now he's in a spot of bother, but actually he has a makeable shot here. Use the red to make it bottom right, is on. Oh, he's going another way. He's playing safe. That really doesn't play in this game. They're both from the black ball world, and obviously tactically they might get themselves in trouble a couple of times here or there, but well, he's been rewarded because he's got a better chance than he had previously. If this goes bottom right.
Yeah, the idea was right from Steve Nesden there, but the execution wasn't the greatest shot he's ever played. And this is half a sniff. This is not an easy shot. Oh, I promise you it wasn't. And he's been very, very unfortunate. I think you can see the edge of this 8-ball, but it doesn't particularly help him.
Can you see enough to double it? I don't think so. I think it's just the finest edge, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a bit unlucky there, you've got to say, is TJ Bateman. But yeah, we'll get his cue action in line with the camera at some point tonight, and we'll show you that in detail because that is pretty unique. It's one of the reasons I absolutely love this game, is there's no right or wrong way. If it works for you, it works. And you would never ever teach anybody to cue like that, but TJ has obviously done that for a very long time. And as you saw from the yellow that he potted and the couple that he took out in the first frame, he has no problem potting balls.
Yeah, cues it well. Oh, I killed the cue ball there nicely. That was a better shot than it looked to kill that cue ball. Still needs that one good positional shot. That red at the top of the table, he just plays awkward, especially where the 8-ball is as well. And the angle's not good. I think he does have a turn of angle the wrong way, but can probably force this on and off and maybe get middle of the top half of the table. Oh, he's going to screw it. That's probably as good as he could do from there. That's actually really good.
As always, the intrigue in a lot of the pairs does lean a little bit as to how they approach it. It looks like Christie is more than happy to let Steve just do his own thing when he's out there at the table.
Well, Christie did come to the table at the start to sort of help him, but then once they were open, he's left him to it. But unfortunately, he's potted himself into trouble here.
Yeah, big trouble. Doesn't want that to hang over the middle. It's not going to, but I'll tell you what, considering TJ ran aground pretty badly in this frame, he's going to get a presentable chance to win it and go 2-0 in front. Was not far away, and he's left an awkward cue ball and what can only be described as a tester.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when the chance he had previously, you should have mopped them up fairly cleanly. And you've got this because of it, and you're lucky to have this because of it.
Yeah, that was tough. He'll be feeling that with Stephen Nesden, because he's not had the comfort feeling of getting a 1 on the board yet. And he really fancied TJ for that one. Bit of a puff of the cheeks, but a perfect start really for the Farley Flyers, who are 2-0 in front.
See Christie just nodding his head. We talk about this every week, but they've set their partnership as they should, with Christie going second on the individuals, which means he plays the next 3 frames. So there is time in this match, but they need Christy Caulfield, the gun player that's out there, the professional that's out there, to really fire here and find, well, ideally 2 break clearances and winning the Scotch frame in between. That's what he wants to see happen, because he'll have to break in both of his individual frames.
How on earth that cue ball's not gone in, I will never ever know, but Christy won't mind about that.
And he'll be happy enough with this layout. The red nearest left centre is blocked off, and I think he'll still take reds. And he'll deal with the problem straight away. Lovely shot.
Yeah, super work from Christy Caulfield. For my money, he's the best individual player out in the group tonight. Absolutely super talent. And has been a touch inconsistent at times with his journey with Ultimate Pool, but this year we've seen, for me at least, a real marked improvement. He has played at times in tournaments like a tournament winner. I would say it all the time. Just ask Sean Chipperfield and Craig Waddingham. That doesn't guarantee you winning tournaments, but all you can be is ready to win them. I think this year has shown us that Christy is, well, if he's not there yet, he is not far away.
Yeah, I don't think there's much between the professionals in the group tonight. I really don't. Obviously, Clayton's got the world title, obviously, which is very, very big. But I'm with you. Christy's been brilliant, and it would be no surprise to see him turn up and win any professional title he enters. He's that sort of inspirational player.
Yeah, it's that he, for me, has a gear that the other top players in this group maybe don't have. They can all play to a brilliant level, but he's just got that little special something that means if he hits the switch, he can just go nuclear and just start running rack after rack after rack. Remember a match he had on this table against Chris Melling in the British Open, which was
remarkable.
I believe a race to 8, and it lasted 25 minutes and it finished 8-7. It was one of the most special matches I can remember seeing.
They went at 2 minutes a frame for 15 frames. It was silly.
Pretty good visit this so far from Christy. This one needs potting. Never in doubt. Very, very good finish that from Christy Caulfield. That'll make him feel a little bit better. Now he's got his personal tally off and running for the night. In its own way, I think that'll make Steve Nesden feel a little bit better as well. Just knowing that his partner's got his back. He will have known that, but the one's on the team scoreboard, not just on Christy's.
And now they get to do it together. We're back to the Scotch frame, and remember, Christy Caulfield breaks in the next frame, so it makes this frame huge for this match. If the pairing in front of you there win it, and they become favourites for the match. Just under 6 minutes to go. That's time for a good couple of frames if we see finishes. A hot 8 ball.
Golden break for the boys. What an incredible night we are seeing tonight as Brandon Flinton gets in on the act. Third time we've seen the 8 ball go down. Second time for a golden break, and no hesitation for those boys about celebrating that. Fist pumps come in, and then a fist bump of apology from Brandon.
And they go across for a for a handshake as well. It's been one of the things they do. And you see a lot of pairs in the Pairs Cup go and handshake after each frame rather than the end of the match. And I'm pretty sure that Christy Caulfield really wasn't interested in that at that moment. After the break clearance, he's just put in. He's thinking, right, I've got this. Come on, and then that happens. He might get one of his own. He might still get one of his own. Oh wow!
It was not far away, was it? Big frame this then for Christy Caulfield. This one's got to go.
Yeah, the difference being here now, though, he's got to make this, and then he needs his. There's nothing more he can do. You know, he just hands the table over to his partner. So, whereas before, it was sort of in his control if they got to the table in that previous frame.
Yeah, a reminder, we do the format of Scotch doubles for frames 1, 4 and 7 if required. Rest of the frames, all singles frames. This should be Christie's last singles frame. If we do go to a decider, he would then be a part of it with his partner.
Probably wanted to get past that yellow. I don't think he was playing into it. He definitely wanted to be on the one nearest bottom left. And he's a little bit short here. This doesn't go top left.
He's a long way short. Just didn't get the required action on that cue ball there. Reroute required. He's so short, he's actually got it to the top right. But it was very, very missable.
And very difficult to get on the final red as well. That was a super high tariff shot, and the shot that really hurt him, obviously coming up the table there, was being, you know, he could have come up far enough, but if he gets past the yellow, then it just becomes a bit more natural to get back out, to screw it back across the line, because you can't really afford to go past the straight as well.
Yeah, and as soon as you start loading that one up with bottom, you start really revving the cue into it, and it makes it a much tougher shot.
And this is
It's a big chance.
yeah, this is steady yourself time. It really is.
Are we going to see the two underdogs
I think
get
so.
the opening victories tonight?
He has to go bottom right here. For a second there I thought he was looking at the centre, but he was just looking about where he wanted to be. As long as he's not hampered too much by the 8 ball, that looks alright. Easy to let this one just get a touch too far up the table. So much so he's going up the table to make sure, but the flick on the yellow hurts him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to play into them or not, but he could have left them well alone. He'd have been just fine.
Yeah, he wanted to avoid them for sure.
He can pot a ball all right.
Yeah, good
TJ
recovery.
Bateman.
The right hand one, the top one of those two does pass, so you can get that one and get on the other one. That's a very good recovery shot.
Yeah, Brandon's pretty pleased with what he's seen so far. Oh, tree-topped over this red.
The 8 ball's close enough to the corner that it shouldn't be a problem.
You can see how he cues though. It's, for whatever reason, you don't quite feel trustworthy watching TJ cue like that, but this boy can seriously play, and well, what a start to tonight's group. TJ Bateman and Brandon Flinton get a win over an Ultimate Pool Pro and an Ultimate Pool Challenger, and they are in the box seat of this group with Liam and Teddy White. And all of a sudden, this next match is massive. It's loser goes home time, and there's two very good pairs in it. That's next.